90% of companies are doing blogging incorrectly. Today I'm going to explain to you what blogging is, why it works for SEO, and how it can help you dramatically get the amount of business you're getting from your website. So first we need to wrap our heads around what exactly a piece of blog content is. In Google's eyes, all a piece of blog content is just that. It's content, just like any other page on your website. So when we're building a piece of blog content, it's very important for us to understand that we need to use the correct set of keywords that we anticipate our target market is going to Google to find that piece of content. And then that's the piece of content, that's the keyword set that we actually want to get ranked for in search results. One of the most common mistakes I see when companies are doing blogging internally is I'll see a blog article that's titled something like, "Hey, we just added this new piece of machinery, hurrah for us." That is the incorrect way to do blogging, and it's certainly not going to help your SEO. So what I wanted to do today was just go through one of my customers, and I want to show you 3 examples of good strategies that you can employ when you're doing blogging to get a lot of new business from the web. Let's get into it. So we're on a website from a customer of mine that's called Erie Bronze and Aluminum. And what they do is bronze sand casting. And they use a lot of different bronze alloys. So the example that I provided you previously about adding a new article that just says, "Hey, we just added this new machine." Well, Erie Bronze came to me a couple months ago and said, "Hey, we're so excited. We added this new machine. It's called a DISA, and it's going to dramatically affect our ability to produce high volume and large castings and provide them to our customers at a whole new level." I said, "Well, that's great. What have you said about it? What have you promoted?" "Well, we posted an article on our website that said, 'Hey, we just added this new DISA machine.'" I said, "Well, okay, that's not going to really help you too much in terms of getting you business for it and actually, getting jobs that are going to go into this machine. So what we need to do is we need to envision what is the actual deliverable this machine is producing. What is the actual function of it, and how does it add to your existing capabilities?" And they said, "Well, hey, it allows us to do much bigger parts at much higher volumes." And I said, "Okay, now we have something." So what we did is we put together an article here titled "Bronze Valve Manufacturer Casting Large Valves." And this is just one example of a keyword set that we could use. We know that a lot of these valve jobs are high volume, and we know that a customer that needs a very, very large casting for a valve is going to need someone with that capabilities. So this is an example of translating a piece of machinery into an actual deliverable or an actual value add to the customer. So that's the first strategy that you can employ. The second strategy that I wanted to talk about has to do with using what I call long tail keywords. And when we initially build a website, what we typically will do is build out a service page for each of the main offerings. And you can see that here up in the menu. So we have bronze castings, cylindrical aluminum castings, glass container molds, and then our value-added services. So the 3 main offerings, let's just start with the bronze castings. So now that we have that offering, a long tail keyword, or an example of a long tail keyword, would perhaps be an alloy that's related to bronze castings. And so once again, what we're doing here is we're getting into the mind of our customer. And we're saying, okay, not everyone is going to Google bronze casting manufacturer. Somebody might say bronze sand casting manufacturer, or they might say bronze green sand casting manufacturer, or they could use any of a large number of alloys. And so one of the questions I often ask my customers is, do you have any specialized alloys that you work with? Are there any alloys that maybe other companies can't perform as well on? And this can also apply to machining. In the machining space, there's a lot of different materials you can machine. I mean, there's plastics, there's specialty metals, there's high carbon steel, and not every shop is as good at one as they might be at another. And so I always emphasize the idea that when you're in a service-based manufacturing space, you really need to understand what are you really, really good at. And those are the types of long tail keywords that you're going to encompass while you're writing your content. So in terms of expanding beyond our core keyword set of bronze sandcasting, you can see some examples here. So in this particular case, this first article that you see here, it says learn how a custom labyrinth seal manufacturer can benefit from Erie bronze sandcasting. So in this case, we're using this term labyrinth seal manufacturer. So this is an example of an aluminum alloy casting, but this is a very specific application. And this is something that they're very good at. They develop a process for manufacturing the specific part. This second article here, you can see we focused on a specific alloy. And what we can see when we flip over to Google Search Console is we are getting a lot of searches for these different alloys and these different terminologies that we've used throughout this website. You can also see some of the keywords here that are listed off are specifications. So these ASTM specifications. A lot of these alloy nomenclature. And so there's people looking for all of these different keyword options. And so what blogging really allows you to do is expand from just those core short tail keyword sets and move into more long tail keyword sets where you're including your specialties, including alloys, including things that you're really, really good at. So the third thing that I wanted to mention to you today specifically relates to customers that have a product that may be new to market, or maybe something that's not that well known. In these cases, what I like to do is do comparison articles. And let me just give you an example of that. I have a customer that we worked with a while back that had a proprietary metal coating. And this coating was specifically used to increase the lubricity on plastic injection molds. So they had their kind of specific terminology for this, and I don't want to say what it is on this video, but let's just say it's kind of one of those trademark terms. Well, one of their customers has another trademark term, and this is a pretty widely used coating in the metal or in the plastic injection molding space as well. So what we did was we decided to write a comparison article, and so we said my customer's proprietary coating versus this other proprietary coating. What that did for us was it allowed us to get ranked for both of those coatings. So we didn't just benefit from the people that were looking directly for my customer's proprietary coating, we were also getting traffic for people that were looking for this other proprietary coating, this competitor product. And so it allowed that searcher to analyze those two coatings and decide which one was right for them. So that's the third really, really cool thing you can do with your blogging is you can write comparison articles between your offerings and other people's offerings, and then you're getting ranked for those competitor terms. So these three ways of using blogging: number one, just focusing on those long tail keywords. Number two, not just focusing on your machinery, but what can that machinery do, turning that into a keyword set and writing about it. And then number three, writing those comparison articles to allow you to get ranked for competitor products. If you utilize these three strategies and you write about it consistently, it's definitely going to get you more business. It's going to get you a lot of leads. And I can show you so many charts where we've started 16 months ago getting almost zero traffic, and then 16 months later, we've increased that by 400 or 500% just by writing one article per month. And so if you can dedicate time, one article per month, or even better yet, one article every 2 weeks, you are going to see some dramatic results in your business, and you're going to start to get a lot of leads from the web. I hope you learned something today. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this content, please browse through my YouTube channel. You're going to see a lot more very, very interesting topics about how to grow your business, how to get more leads from manufacturers, best practices in terms of website design. Please follow the channel, like this video, and absolutely share it with somebody that could benefit from it. Thank you.